Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and what we're looking at, this large green cover, is the heavy duty frost cover that I've had thrown over my in-ground cherry guava all winter. And I also planted a Surinam cherry next to it just to see if it might survive the winter outdoors, because they've shown themselves to be quite cold tolerant in my summer house, but of course that's dry conditions. So as it's very early in April, the weather forecast for the next 10 days to 2 weeks is actually pretty good. Nighttime temperatures only dropping down to about 3 degrees centigrade, and daytime temperatures in the 15 to 18 centigrade mark, whatever the equivalent is in Fahrenheit. So I'm hoping that it'll be all right to uncover this. I will keep the cover to hand so that I can throw it back over the plants if we suddenly get an extreme temperature drop. And of course it's very common for us to suffer from frosts in April in my area, and it only needs one unexpected frost to damage the shoots on a plant that's been protected all winter. But I'm going to stop the camera, carefully lift this off, and we'll have a look and see what remains of my cherry guava. Don't know if it's a yellow one or a red one. I've got an inkling it's a yellow cherry guava. It flowered in the first year but never set fruit, so of course I've never known what it is, and it may well be without cross-pollination that this one won't set fruit, especially outside. So let me pause the video and then we'll have a look. Okay, so here we go. Right, on the whole, report on the strawberry guava. It looks remarkably good. I originally planted this, I think, in maybe 2021. It did very well. Survived the first winter in ground with minimal damage, unprotected, and then we had that horrendous freeze of December 22, an Arctic freeze where there was a foot of snow, nighttime temperatures of -7, and daytime temperatures not getting above freezing. And I didn't protect it because this was an in-ground experiment to see how hardy it was, and the plant unfortunately was completely destroyed to the ground. And I actually thought it had died, but some shoots came up from the very base of the roots, from the base of the trunk. Basically the trunk split from the cold, every stem, within a week or two it looked totally dead, but the base of the trunk sent out some shoots, and this is what has come from it. Now you can see there is some damage, as you'd expect, on the tips of the stems. These were some new shoots it put up in late summer, early autumn, so they're a lot more tender, and of course they're also touching the frost cloth. Looking down lower, again there is some dieback to some of the shoots, but it's only a couple of inches, and below that the leaves look pretty green, so I think it's going to recover quite well this summer and potentially flower, although it's unlikely to set fruits. If it does flower, it probably won't be till about July, August, but it's big enough now to flower again once these, if I take the tips off and it sends off side shoots, I would think it will definitely flower. I had a seedling bacon in the ground that's died back again, that's not survived, that's not going to recover at all. We'll just have a look around the other side quickly. Okay, so this is the Surinam cherry. Can't say that it looks very promising. Some of these shoots there's some green under the bark. The leaves have all been killed by the cold, so perhaps Surinam cherries aren't as hardy as I was hoping, although I would say it was only planted last year, so the roots wouldn't have got established and the plant wouldn't have got established. It may also be suffering a little bit from dryness under here, because obviously that heavy duty frost cover does keep the rain off, which is fine in terms of keeping them protected from wet cold, but obviously for tropical evergreens it's not the ideal treatment. I'm going to trim this back I will give it a watering perhaps next weekend. I won't have time before then, but I will trim this back because this does look as if there's a chance that it'll make a comeback. This is going to be a long-term experiment to see if it survives, but I'm fairly sure that the stems a little bit lower down are okay and it'll reshoot. And obviously if it's got all summer to grow back, it may turn out that it's going to be okay. But certainly the cherry guava I'm very pleased with. Surinam cherry not so good. I did also put a lily pilly here, totally dead. They can't take the cold. It was worth an experiment. That you can see that's been destroyed. Lily pillies are not as cold hardy as Surinam cherries in my experience. I thought they would be, but they aren't. Might depend on where the seed background of the seedlings and genetics of the seedlings. But on the whole, the main one is a cherry guava. I'll tip prune this and cut off any little dead stems next weekend, and then we'll see what it does this summer. And if I do get any unexpected temperature drops coming up, then I'll obviously throw the cover back over it. I'll just leave it on the floor for the moment. Thanks for watching the video. Hope that was of some interest. Please give me a thumbs up, share the video if you like, subscribe to my channel, and remember to click the bell if you want to know when new videos come out. See you soon. Press out for now.